The idea of honour is complementary with that of the classic Hollywood Western genre, always showing the hero doing the right thing in the face of all odds. Zinnemann, in the film High Noon, explores the idea of honour in interesting ways, manipulating the classic iconography of the Western genre to uncover intricacies of honour, especially in the context of US history. Iconography, according to Barry Keith Grant, refers to particular objects, archetypal characters, and even specific actors. And so, by looking through the iconography of the Western, ideas about American history, classical ideals and purpose, and American historic and artistic intent become further evident. The character archetype of the gunslinger is iconic to the Western genre. However, ideas and characteristics surrounding the gunslinger have found themselves referenced intertextually. The gunslinger's mythic and narrative function is to restore social order, and that is prioritized over all else. In the case of High Noon, our gunslinger is Will Kane, staying in town to restore the order, even if it puts the safety of himself and the townsfolk, if only temporarily, at risk.
He didn't have to come back here today. And for his sake and the sake of this town, I wish he hadn't. Because if he's not here when Miller comes, my hunch is there won't be any trouble. Not one bit.
The character conflicts of a gunslinger are further explored upon in Jim Kitsy's list of civilization versus the wilderness, as by staying to rid the town of villainy, Will Kane is placing honour, integrity, solipsism, and purity above all else. This responsibility, however, is not placed on Will, as seen throughout the film. He acts as though if the responsibility is innate, another important characteristic of the gunslinger archetype.
Why are you stopping?
It's no good. I've got to go back, Amy.
Why?
This is crazy. I haven't even got any guns.
Then let's go on. Hurry.
No. That's what I've been thinking. They're making me run. I've never run from anybody before.
Then what is it? Why is he staying?
If you don't know, I cannot explain it to you.
The purpose of a gunslinger, and specifically that of Will Kane in High Noon, could be compared to that of the American people and the ideas of manifest destiny. The gunslinger is divinely brought upon the town to restore social order, as the American people were divinely brought upon the North American continent to dominate and settle. And so, the iconic gunslinger archetype in this instance performs the idea of manifest destiny in a mythic way. By connecting the ideas of manifest destiny to the iconography in High Noon, Zinnemann brings the ideas of American history to the forefront, accentuating the ideas of the new frontier that was the American continent that the Western genre sought to portray. The sheriff's tin badge, another iconographic element of a Western, was however used in a contradictory manner in High Noon. The badge in connection to US history and the Western genre means honour, prevalence, and authority, however genuine it can be.
I'm going to tell you something about you and your friend Kane. You're a good-looking boy. You have big, broad shoulders, but he is a man. It takes more than big, broad shoulders to make a man, Harvey, and you have a long way to go.
Although, most who had their own badges retired these in direct conflict with their own safety. The sheriffs are supposed to stand for the town, however when the town needed it, they were nowhere to be found.
To come to me, I was ready. Sure, I'm ready now. But this is different, Will. This ain't like what you said it was going to be. This is just plain committing suicide. And for what? Why me? I'm no lawman. I just live here. I got nothing.
The sheriffs are supposed to stand for the town, however when the town needed it, they were nowhere to be found. The tin badge is not only represented in this way in High Noon, however, it eventually becomes a burden to Will Kane. Will stood in the face of danger to protect the town, even for his own loss. However, when the sheriff needed the town most, the town would not reciprocate.
Forsake me, oh my darling, although you're grieving.
The symbolism of throwing the badge on the ground towards the end of the film represents the resilient desire for the town to die, in the words of Helen Ramirez. And by using the iconography of the sheriff's badge to taint the idea of honour and resilience in this way, Zinnemann shows the audience a story of honour, but not in favour of American social ideals, in the favour of the outcasted hero who is willing to do the right thing at any cost.